You are live.
We're live.
All right. So we had to restart the stream. Sorry, you guys. And we're here now. And we're going to talk about the time we had a restaurant. And hopefully he won't be too fidgety and bonk the table.
I'm fidgety.
So we tried to film this a couple times. And can you please shut the door? It's kind of hard for us to talk about. So I just called him in here to do this live and get it out there and get it over with. And you're pushing on my bubble.
That's the way I want to say.
So we're just going to go ahead and make this a video as if, you know, it's just a video. And if you want to chat, go right ahead. I hope that people that were waiting on the other stream can find us on this stream. Okay. And yeah, so we're just going to start talking about the time that we bought a restaurant, sort of. We rented a restaurant, but it was ours. So not really sure where to start. The first question would probably be, why would you buy a restaurant? So to back that up a little bit, Ben and I met in Alaska in 2006, and he was a chef and I was a waitress. That's just what we did. And he's a really good chef.
She's a really good waitress.
I was once told that I was born to be a waitress, but I was not born to be a waitress. I was born to be a teacher. So he's a really great chef. And so we live in Louisiana, okay? So there's a restaurant up the street and it was closed. And we thought, wow, we can, and I was pregnant at this time, newly pregnant. And he said, we could have a restaurant.
And we could. We did. I mean,
we did.
We started investigating who owned the building and found out that it's just a local guy around here, and asked him what he was doing with the building, and he was more than happy to show it to us and really want to get it rented because, I mean, it had just been sitting there. So
cheap too, $600 a month rent.
Yeah. I mean, it's crazy, you know, so we jumped right in both feet first. And
we rented the building. And so we have a great menu. It's like let's talk about it. It's like a seafood and steakhouse.
Yep.
Our goal was to have awesome food.
Oh, and we did. We had some really good, just everything, man. Everything was good on there. I mean, the salads kind of lacked. That just wasn't my forte or whatever. So
to give you an example, like we had ribeyes, we had filet mignon, which I don't really like fillets. I prefer a ribeye. We had blackened catfish, skewered shrimp. We had like catfish and fried shrimp platters, oysters.
Stuff, it sells really good down here, especially catfish, stuff like that. People eat it up, man. I mean, everywhere you go, they have catfish.
And we had burgers and po' boy sandwiches, which were like a catfish po' boy or an oyster po' boy or a shrimp po' boy. If you don't know what that is, you need to have one. We had a chicken sandwich, a fried green BLT. So it was a fried green tomato BLT.
Delicious, guys. I mean, absolutely delicious. We also had a grilled peanut butter and jelly, which was really good. Truffle fries. That was hands down my favorite thing that we had there. It's fries with oil, truffle oil, and Parmesan and some fresh garlic. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, what? I can't say that?
So we really, I don't know. We had a lot of really good food. We even had one of our sauces that we started to bottle towards the end because people wanted our swamp sauce. I was famous for my bread pudding. I mean, it really, there were some things that really went
really good bread pudding, man. For being a Yankee, she definitely knocked it out the park. It exceeded every one of my expectations.
So what we're going to do now is we're going to go through, we have some cards that we wrote up without each other seeing them, and we're going to talk about 5 things that we regret or that we learned, and then 3 like positive things. So.
I don't know.
Let me say hi to who's here. Hello, James, Elf Lord's Journeys. That's my friend. Can you grab that? That's my artist friend. And then Sven, my pool friend. Always breaking everything. So in this restaurant, I also printed a lot of Louisiana. That's upside down. This is Elf Lord's Journeys beautiful Hawaii watercolor, which wasn't a frame, but my husband just broke it.
Whoops.
So I did a lot of Louisiana themed art in the restaurant. We repainted the whole thing.
Did a lot of work, man. A lot of cleaning went into it. Whenever we got it, I mean, it had been closed for how long? 3 or 4 years, probably.
There was a rat in the oil.
Yeah,
in the fryer. It was bad.
It was really, really bad. We spent days cleaning it up, and it was just 3 of us. It was me, her, and a chef buddy of mine, Ian. Really good guy, and he came down to help me open it because I needed help.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, so make it like it's like a game. So I get to go first, of course, because ladies first. All right, so my first regret is what they always tell you about a restaurant: location, location, location. So we live in a very small town in northwest Louisiana.
They closed our post office. That's how small it is.
We have a little store, gas station here, and that's it, and a school.
Mm-hmm.
With the lighting.
We were right beside the school now, so I mean that was kind of good, I guess. Whatever.
Yeah. So, but the location was terrible. So we figured, we'll be the only restaurant in town, so we'll definitely have business, and we did. We had a lot of business, but in a small town, it's hard to maintain.
Very much so, yeah.
So the location, I think, definitely hurt us. So if I was going to do it in the future, it would be in a better location. Your turn.
All right. A regret of mine is not enough money. So we started out, we got a loan and we thought we had plenty. I mean, judging by what we had, calculated all of our costs and, okay, we're going to have this much to last through, because you hear it all the time. All restaurants shut down within 6 months of starting up. So we wanted enough money. We assumed that we had enough money to at least last that long. We didn't, because there's always those unforeseen costs, like
the cooler breaks.
Exactly.
The air conditioner breaks.
You got to put in a brand new hood vent system, like everything. Every time you turn around, somebody's holding their hand out for some money. And it's not like small money. It's like $1,000, $1,500, $2,000, because I mean, you can handle like a $200 bill as opposed to a $2,000 bill. So definitely, whatever you think you have enough money, triple it.
That's what I was going to say. That's what they say also. So all these things that they say about a restaurant, which is like most of them fail within 6 months. Whatever you think you need for money, triple it. Location, location, location. Those are all true. And also something we also knew, it's my turn. Our menu was too big. So if you watch Gordon Ramsay at all, which that's my maiden name, so he'll always tell the people in the restaurant, you have too much on your menu. It's hard to keep your cooler stocked for all of these things. But it was our first time. We wanted to have everything.
And it wasn't that big. I wrote it, so I'm kind of partial to it. But we tried to do one thing and do it well. It just got a little out of hand whenever I'm like, I already have these in house, so I'll do this and this and this with it also. So I just try, we got too big for our britches.
If we had it to do again, we would do a smaller menu because it makes your ordering easier. Mm-hmm. And, if you have what you have. And on that note, we didn't rename the restaurant because it was already named the Indian Run. So we changed the logo and everything.
Now, there's a reason behind this. Growing up, the Indian Run was well known. Everybody went there they had a really good buffet, stuff like that. So if you say you're opening it back up, obviously people would come. Now, they would expect the same thing, which we weren't quite serving the same exact. I mean, we're serving the same stuff, just not in a buffet style was what they wanted, I guess.
And we didn't have bean soup. Everybody wanted bean soup.
Man, every time you talk to people now and you bring up the old Indian Run, and that's like the first thing they bring up is, oh, yeah, we love that bean soup. And you're like, it's just bean soup, man.
We have all these other things. You want bean soup.
I made fresh, homemade, loaded baked potato stew every single day almost. And they're talking about bean stew.
Yeah, we made our own loaded baked potato soup. I made the rolls. I made the desserts. We home baked the the baked potatoes every day.
Yeah,
I had
oh my
cheddar
God.
broccoli soup that I did. And well, not every day, but every 3 days you got to make a new soup. So James said he's watched Gordon Ramsay. So yeah, is it your turn?
Why do you gotta yell all the time?
You yell all the time in the kitchen.
Well, so
the menu is too big. Okay, so there's that one.
all right. Trying to do too much. So whenever we started this, we were like, oh, we can save a bunch of money because we both know what we're doing and we're really good at our job. So I can handle the back of the house. She can handle the front of the house. And we really need a couple little waitresses and that'll be it. Well, it turns out that's not the case. We needed busted. We needed a lot more than we thought we did. And from the first to the end of it, I think that we just kept trying to say, oh, no, we don't need to spend that extra money. Let's try to do it ourselves. And the weight just got so overwhelming that, I mean, every time you turn around, it was something either breaking or you owe somebody money or you got to do payroll or you got to do an order.
Get an accountant.
Yes.
We didn't think we needed an accountant. An accountant would have told us, hey, you're not making as much as is going out, or
Exactly.
And I'm no mathematician, but I learned how to do the payroll, and it was very stressful. Plus having to bake everything and make everything. We were in
she's
there.
Pregnant at this time, like 8 months pregnant.
I had a baby while the restaurant was open.
Yeah, she worked the night of having a baby till close, and then woke me up at 2:00 in the morning and said, "Hey, I need to go have a baby."
11. Yeah.
It was 11.
I had to make the bread pudding for the next couple of weeks so that because nobody else knew how to make it, and that's another thing. Like we would keep the recipes kind of a secret. We did have a notebook with the recipes, but
you couldn't expect them to perform the recipe. You know what I mean? I mean, you basically had to walk them through it, and it just never worked out the same way. I mean, how hard? Never mind.
I think we're just both control freaks. I'm a control freak.
I'm a perfectionist. Well, I just assume that people are going to be able to execute on the level that I execute, and it just wasn't the case out here. I mean, it never is.
Well, because for both of us, look, when we did a job, whether it was our business or not, we are trying to do the very best for the business and make it better. And that's why we were so excited to have our own, because we're like, well, we've seen all the mistakes that other people are making, and we can be the best.
And we did, not make a bunch of mistakes. There was just other ones that we didn't look out for, just kind of snuck up on us.
Buying a closed restaurant. So if you are thinking about this, which you're probably not at this time because restaurants are not even open right now.
Yeah.
If you buy a restaurant that has been closed, you have to get it re-looked at by the fire marshal, and they will find something wrong with it, and
guaranteed.
They will delay your opening, and that costs us an extra like $3,500. If you look at the picture on the thumbnail, you can see the brand new hood vent above him cutting. It's like all shiny. That was our brand new $3,500 hood vent system for the kitchen. And so if you buy a restaurant that's already running, you bypass all of that. Now you might be buying a restaurant that's already failing, but you'll save on that. So
that is true, man. Definitely. If you're going to buy a restaurant and it was an old restaurant, like she said earlier, change the name to do a whole new reimagining of the thing, and well, I mean, I guess there's certain circumstances you wouldn't want to do that in, but in most cases.
Don't buy a closed restaurant.
Don't buy a restaurant.
Can I go in the trash can?
No.
Your turn.
Not shopping around.
Hey, Teacher Renee.
All right, so what I mean by that is whenever I worked up the street here at this little deli, that every day I would drive back and forth, and that's how I found out about the restaurant. Well, I was doing the ordering for the deli, and I grew to have a friend relationship with the food purveyor there.
You like her a little bit.
Yeah. Anyway, Kelly, she was really good at her job. She always brought me sample, all kinds of cool stuff. They promised us a cabin and all this other crap. So I stayed with her, and I was loyal to that company. And turns out I probably shouldn't have been. I could get cheaper prices on fish, on what produce, if you order it, if you shop around, shop at Cisco, look at Bill and Ralph's. There's always other options and probably cheaper options. Don't get stuck in a rut.
It's pixeled. Oh,
Whoops.
your connection is unstable.
Damn.
Oh man, let's see. Hopefully it's better now. So you guys let me know if the connection is okay.
I need to get him to cut off Netflix.
Okay. On all the Wi-Fi. We're gonna run on Wi-Fi and just try to get. And it's better. He said it's better. Thank you, James. All right. Thank you guys for being here. Oh, much better, said Mindy. Oh, I wish. Thank you for telling me. I wish I would have known it was pixelated. I hate that.
I like pixels, but whatever.
So what's crazy is we were plugged in to the internet, and then when I went to Wi-Fi, it was better. Same thing happens with my teaching. I don't understand.
Oh.
All right. Oh, my turn. Okay. Oh, look, I had the same one as you. Trying to do it all ourselves. All right. So, yeah. All right. My turn again. Not my dream. So I realized it went back to pixel. That's just great. Well, I don't know what to say.
Sorry, guys.
Don't use this.
Oh, come on. Man.
Anyway, so I'm sorry if it's pixelated. Hopefully you can just listen.
That sucks.
It was not my dream. So working from 10 a.m. until 10 p.m. at a restaurant in the hot, sweaty, whatever, and having, the stress level, it's not my dream. And I realized that pretty quickly. And once it was over, it was such a relief. So that is not my dream. I do not desire to own a restaurant ever again, although I do dream of working at a diner because it's so cute and I miss just talking to people. And
it's cute.
But as far as I don't know, the business aspect of it, I'm just not a business person. I'm not a good boss. I'm too nice.
Yeah, she's just too nice. She is a good boss. She's just not, she doesn't like to yell or any kind of stuff like that.
Shaking the whole table.
Well, it's pixelated already. They probably don't care.
So yeah, I had a hard time being a boss and dealing with, disgruntled employees.
That's my lazy server face.
Yeah, and Ben would yell at the servers, and then they would come to me, and they were afraid of Ben. But when you're in the heat of the moment in the kitchen, it's go time.
Get out of my way, or don't stand around and just nag. You know what I mean? Tell me what you want, and then leave. Leave the premises. I don't know, man. Anyway.
He doesn't like servers, but he married one. Best kind of boss. Which one, the yelly one or the
no, the one that
nice one?
Yeah.
I tried to make it because I've been a waitress, so I was like, okay, guys, let's get the side work so it works, and let's make it fair, and nobody's gonna be happy all the time.
Yeah,
so.
You can't make everybody. All right.
Had some. Okay, we have some stories right after this. We're gonna tell some stories about crazy things.
Expecting too much. Now, what I mean by this is I was expecting too much from the talent pool that I was pulling from. There are no 5-star chefs in this little town. There's no 5-star chefs, 3, even 2-star chefs.
You're about a 4.
6. Around, I'd say within 40 miles of here. So even if I could get one to work here, I would have had to pay him so much. It wasn't even feasible. So whenever I'm telling them, hey, go make me a marsala, and even whenever I do show them, they can't pull it off consistently. They couldn't even cut tomatoes straight. Sorry. They couldn't even cut tomatoes straight. Anyway. I was expecting perfection from people who weren't perfectionists, I guess. And that really stressed me out a lot of the time. So don't do that. Know where you're going to be getting your talent from. Know what their level is going to be at.
Renee said disappointment comes from our own expectations. That's true.
Yeah.
That's so true. I love that. Hey, okay, so now we're going to go on to 3 positive things that I learned. Oh, and that one's just like my last one. I don't want this lifestyle.
I only have 2 positives.
You're going to clean up all of this mess.
No.
All right, here's my next one. Oh, Candy's here. Hey, Candy. Can you
What's
read
that?
one?
He's a great chap.
I'm with stupid. He's a great chef. So the things on our menu, let me just read you guys something. Okay, let's read something that sounds good. Okay. Oh, and we got our catfish from Mississippi, and that was really important to us to have fresh catfish
Never
that wasn't
frozen,
from China.
like harvested 2 days before it would get to me, man.
Mm-hmm.
The top of the line, we tried to serve these people quality. And so my catfish was a little bit higher than the fake Vietnamese catfish that they were getting in everywhere else around here. So people were wondering, hey, why do I got to pay $1 more for catfish at your spot as opposed to I can go down the road and get all I can eat catfish for like, $2, $1 more or something. And you're just like, man,
Let me read
that's
this.
not real catfish.
Fried catfish, fresh caught from Tunica, Mississippi, hand breaded and lightly fried to golden brown. This is a 3-piece for $11.95. It's served with homemade hush puppies.
Homemade.
Hand breaded and lightly fried. Oh, wait. House coleslaw and French fries, Cajun fries available. So we had regular French fries, Cajun fries. Then we had truffle fries. And so are the truffle fries on here?
I would imagine.
Oh, yeah. Hand-cut fries, tossed. Oh, and the best fries. We had the best fries. Tossed in shaved Parmesan cheese, fresh chopped garlic, parsley, and homemade truffle oil. And then we would put swamp sauce on top and make them swamp fries. Melted
Jesus
cheese.
Christ, man.
Oh,
I'm sorry. I don't
want to offend anybody.
They're fine.
Okay, so doesn't that sound so good? Or like delicious salads. Like, I had the cutest thing on the tea. It says like tea. Where is it? Drinks, beverages, iced tea. We have sweet like your grandma makes it, or we have unsweet tea. You're sweet enough. So I just had so much fun. We had fun making the menu.
We really did, man. We had a lot of fun as opposed to, we had a lot of stress too, but.
Ooh, here's a burger called the Hopper Popper. It's a burger, cream cheese and jalapeno stuffed ground chuck, topped with flash fried onions. And then it says we only use USDA ground chuck, serve our burgers on a toasted brioche bun dressed with lettuce, tomato, onion, and a dill pickle. Yeah, it was so good.
We had fried pickles sometimes, like not all the time, but it was specials that we would run. We'd run special appetizers and stuff like that. We knocked it out the park on the food.
Okay, let me read this. Fried green BLT, beer battered fried green tomato, applewood bacon, fresh romaine drizzled with chipotle aioli, served on Texas toast. Yeah, that was really, really good. Blackened catfish, blackened and served on a bed of rice with beurre blanc. I think we were going too fancy. Yeah, hey, Jewel Small Gardening. Thanks for being here, guys.
Some oyster shrimp, baked potato beans.
He likes oysters. I'm not into oysters.
Oh my God, I love oysters. Not so much of the raw variety. Now I'll eat them, but fried oysters. Oh Jesus. Whatever. I love them. Also soft shell crab. I'm from the swamp, man, so I really dig seafood.
I'm looking at you.
Oh, I thought somebody snuck up on us.
So then we had this onion ring teepee. So we had homemade onion rings because I love onion rings. Homemade beer battered colossal onions stacked to the sky, served with swamp sauce. So he would cut up an onion and it would get smaller as the rings went up, and he would stack it with a skewer in the middle. That was really cool. And hand breaded onion rings are so good.
They really are. They crush anything you're going to get out of a bag. Come on.
We had rattlesnake eggs. So cream cheese stuffed jalapeno poppers wrapped in bacon and lightly fried and served with buffalo ranch. So good. And he should make a cookbook, said Candy. Let's see. What else sounds good? So, we had salads. We had a samurai salad, spring lettuce, red shaved onion, shaved carrots, cherry tomatoes, sweet mandarin oranges, toasted sesame seeds, and fried crispy wonton strips, served with a miso peanut dressing. Okay, so I made my own dressing for that. Let's see. We made our own coleslaw. We had fried corn on the cob. If you've never had fried corn on the cob, you're missing out. Teacher Mindy's from Texas, so she's probably recognizing a lot of this stuff.
I bet so.
Then we had a grilled cheese. We had mac and cheese. How did we have mac and cheese? Did we make it?
Yeah, we handmade. Yeah, definitely. It was just some pasta that we cooked off, and then we would. What?
Where's the bean soup? I'm serious, for real, every day. Hilarious. So y'all don't have the bean soup?
And they wanted whole catfish, which I wasn't opposed to, but we kind of had our order already set in stone. You know, I mean, not really in stone, but we had the things that we ordered
Who
every
needs a
single
whole
week.
catfish?
Well, I mean, people like it. You know, I mean,
So weird.
the bones do add flavor. I mean, it adds in every other aspect of cooking. So I would imagine it would add it in fried whole catfish.
What did she say? What? I'd fried corn on the cob. James is hungry too and just ate lunch. How about dessert, you guys? Okay, so this one was really fun and popular, and some people had never had it. It's the Yellow Submarine is what he called it. A battered and deep-fried Twinkie sprinkled with powdered sugar and topped with melted milk chocolate.
Delicious, guys.
So good.
Man, we sold so many, like every night. We would go through at least like 2 to 3 boxes of Twinkies, man. It would just, people loved them.
So good. And then we had bread pudding, like a southern bread pudding. And I had some women come in and tell me that rave on my bread pudding. And so that really was really fun. Yeah.
I mean, she definitely knocked it out of the park with the bread pudding, man.
I made all kinds of different desserts.
The dinner rolls were really excellent as well. She spent a lot of time on those, proofing them. And she'd be running around the kitchen. I'm trying to prep and stuff, and here comes Dani with a little thing. Can you watch this for me? And she'd take off and go do something else.
Because they have to rise. There's no need. It's Reed Drummond's recipe for rolls, and they're really good. But everything took so much time, and we wanted it to be so perfect.
Because our names were on it. I mean, you know, like it's totally different whenever you cook for yourself as opposed to whenever you're cooking for somebody else. I mean, first off, you don't have anything really to do with the recipes that they come up with. I mean, it's just they hand you this and they say, all right, you put this, this, and this in there, and then you cook it. And so that's what you do. Whenever it's your recipe, you want it to be the best because it's a direct reflection of you as a chef, you know, in your profession. So everything has to be perfect. So
stress levels high, expectations are high. Renee said she wasn't allowed to have catfish growing up because it's a bottom feeder. But now you know, right? Now you know it's really good. It's so good.
I feel you. I mean, it's ugly. It's an ugly fish, but I grew up on it almost. I mean, I can remember as far back, you know, my grandma having a nail on the tree and like skinning catfish, you know, like whenever I was like 5 or 6 years old. Delicious.
I've never seen a fresh catfish or anything, but I wish we could get some.
Crazy story. I've seen them skin catfish, gut them, throw them in some water. Oh, and dehead them, and then throw them in some water, and they just sit there and start swimming, man. It's some of the craziest stuff I've ever seen.
Speaking of that, we have a couple crazy stories to tell you guys. So hang out. Peanuts Peppers, hello neighbor down South Louisiana.
What up?
Hope all is well with you too. Oh, teacher Mindy wanted to know about fried corn, but now she erased it. There she goes. What is fried corn on the cob?
All right, so basically you're just going to take corn on the cob that's not frozen, you know, defrost it, and then do flour, egg wash batter on it. You know, put it in flour first, hit it with the egg wash, and then put it in some flour, roll it around, drop it in some hot oil, and cook until golden brown. Take it out, and you will be thanking me.
Yeah, it's good. I don't like to fry too many things. I mean, we had a lot of fried stuff, but we are in the South. People love fried stuff. And yeah, so we fried a lot of stuff. Okay, so we got to keep going because we're getting caught up. Okay, so good things. We did it. Our restaurant was open for 6 months. It was like the longest 6 months of my life. I was also pregnant and on my feet all day and almost went into labor at 7 months pregnant.
Yeah, it was stressful, but
we did it. We pulled it off. We lost money, of course. But, you know, for a while we were making money, and there's a lot of factors, you know, that go into it. So
our freezer broke on us, man, in the middle of everything.
The air conditioner sucked.
We literally lost an entire week's worth of food. So on something that's set up where, you know, you sell all this food to buy all this food, whenever this is no longer available to be sold, what do you do about this one?
And then the electric bills just keep coming in, and
it racks up quick.
So James said halibut fresh in Alaska is awesome. Do you want to tell him the secret about halibut?
I don't want to run it for him, man.
So we worked 5 summers in Denali, Alaska. So he's cooked a lot of halibut.
Oh, Jesus, have I? I mean,
that's
whatever.
Like I'm gonna drink every time you.
Well, I mean,
it's fine.
Anyway.
It's fine. He was raised in church, so he's allowed to say that.
Yes.
But
5 preachers.
Yeah, halibut is so good. I love fish. I wish he would fish. So your turn.
I don't have the patience for fishing. Never have.
I don't have the patience to wait on you to.
Anyway, mine was pretty much the same as hers, that I could pull it off, but we could pull it off, I guess. And there's since you're going to say something about that. I'm glad, it was my dream as a, coming up as a chef, that you want to own your own restaurant. And the fact that we actually pulled it off, be it for only 6 months, we still pulled it off for a period of time, and we got to that level, and I realized that, hey, this really doesn't pay that much more than, doing it, except I have 10 times more stress. So
it really comes down to, is this what you want to do with your life? Does this bring you joy?
I mean, cooking brings me joy. It brings me lots of joy. And I even thrive off of the line environment, like
fast.
The super, hurry up. Everything's super urgent. You need it now. Actually, you needed it 5 seconds ago. I love that. I love the pressure, but it's bad for my health. Standing on my feet all day long, 12-hour shifts sometimes, man, turning and twisting and
sweating. It's hot in that kitchen.
Oh yeah, and you got on a chef, so a chef shirt. You're sweating. It's like.
Yeah, we get it. We got you. So Renee said you didn't kill each other. This is true. That probably could have happened. Probably if we had continued, it would have been really bad for our relationship. And Renee said, did you grind your own wheat for the rolls? Yeah, pretty much almost that. Our dream was to have some of the stuff come from our garden. But of course, once we had a restaurant, I had no time to garden. And you guys know that's where my heart is. So yeah, not my dream.
And you can't do that. You actually have to go through some FDA. You have to get it from a approved vendor and yak. But we could have pulled some off. Like the green tomatoes and stuff.
It was the tomatoes, yeah. Okay, it's your turn. We gotta tell a crazy story. We're already at 30 minutes.
It's where I learned that my wife was ride or die. And what I mean by that, she could have left a lot of times, man. I was probably very difficult to deal with at that point. All the stress and everything that was going on in our lives, she could have easily folded in, threw in the towel and walked away.
Lay down on the floor.
Huh?
Lay down on the floor.
Oh, gee. Yeah, she could lay down and cry. But she didn't. She actually got up and came to work every single day, sometimes dragging me to work. So I learned a lot about her character and that she really wanted to be in this relationship. So
didn't know how to get out. Where's the door? Where's the exit sign? I think the light's off.
Yep, it sure is.
L4 Journey said, did you see that show on NBC called Council of Dads about a family-owned restaurant in Savannah, Georgia? No, but we'll look for that.
Yeah,
we'll definitely check that out. Menu. Oh, Jewel Small Gardening says, yeah, like the small menus have long lines for lunch and dinner.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely.
They sure do, man. Because they pick one thing and they just do that one thing extremely well. They don't even worry about, this or that. It's laser focused, and that's why they can pull that off. I mean, because the people that they have working back there they can put together whatever it is with their eyes closed, because that's all they do, so.
Keep it simple, stupid.
Exactly.
Yep. Renee bought wheat berries off Amazon. Cool. Okay, we're going to tell a story.
Okay.
It was like the worst thing that ever happened. We each have a story about the worst day at the restaurant. So I'm going to go first, as usual. And so you guys can see, I have our menu in a frame. So for a while, we put everything away, and it was just kind of like, it weighed heavy on us as a failure. Yeah, it was hard. And so it's been 4 years, 5, 6.
Yeah.
6 years.
Wow.
So we finally had time to process it and hang it up on the wall and be proud of what we did. And yeah, so failure is a part of learning. Of course.
Oh, yeah.
So we failed. Okay, so the craziest thing that happened for me, mine is short. I got a phone call at the restaurant on the restaurant phone saying, this is your electric company. We're going to shut off your electricity at 7 o'clock. And we were in the middle of dinner. It was like 5 o'clock. People are starting to come in.
It was full-blown rush whenever she come back there and told me that's what was going on.
And I just was like, oh my gosh, but I had some money at home, and they said I needed to go pay it right away.
Money order.
By money order. And I should have known because I've been scammed before almost.
Shit, man, we were so busy. Like it was just hard. Yeah.
Oh, what?
Oh, we owe somebody money? Big shocker. We've been owing people money for months now. Here you go.
Mm-hmm. So I went home, and when I was like, let me call the electric company and make sure. And then it wasn't our electric bill because we have a different electric company at our house than the restaurant. So anyway, it was a scam. I came back and I had to leave. And anytime I had to leave the restaurant, it was stressful because I was the only one who ran the register because I didn't trust anybody.
Yeah.
So that was really stressful and crazy for me. So what's your story?
Oh, all right. So Mother's Day. Mother's Day is the busiest day for restaurants, no matter where you are. Everybody likes to take their mother out and feed her, show her a good time, yada, yada, yada. So we knew that Mother's Day was coming up, and we ordered double what we normally ordered. But it got so busy that we literally had to start telling people, we had to start turning people away. We couldn't set any more people.
Well, we had a busy week, so we sold out a lot of food during the week, which was great.
Yeah, it was great, but, we had ordered extra, so it ate a lot into what we had already had stocked up for Mother's Day. Well, Mother's Day rolls around, we're filled to the brim, man, and people are still constantly, trying to get in. So we have to tell them, no, we can't send anybody else. And then we start having the 86 stuff on the menu one after the other. 86, steaks.
Baked potatoes.
Yeah, 86
French
rolls.
fries.
Oh, no more soup. Oh, man, it was a nightmare.
No more burgers.
And then once it gets down to where, you have, fish.
No, we ran out of fish.
We did, didn't we? Yes, we
ran out of fish and burgers. It was like, well, you can have a steak or a salad.
Yeah, exactly. And that was just so embarrassing for me, man. Even though we did everything we possibly could, it still was a colossal failure in my eyes because, I couldn't, if there's people waiting at my door and I can't feed them and I am a restaurant.
It's Mother's Day.
Yeah, then I got, I feel like a failure. But,
and I'm
it is what it is.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
I'm the one who had to face all these people. Renee's cracking me up. I had to face them all. And when you're a server, you just say, oh, I'm so sorry. I know. I can't believe they're out of burgers.
How dare. Whoa.
Who's running this show, right? You're just a waitress. But when you're running it, you're like, oh, I don't know
what to tell you. Sorry.
It was awful.
Yeah. Worst day of my chefing career.
Waitress nightmare times a million. So yeah. So that's the worst that it can get. It got pretty bad.
But we did have some great nights. One of the first nights that we did live crawfish. Oh man, we sold a ton. I remember laying in bed, me and her talking or whatever, and just having this huge wad of money. That was awesome. It really was. But yeah, he went down. Downs.
He went down south and got fresh crawfish and brought it up, and we had crawfish boiled. People were paying $6 a pound for crawfish.
And I got family in the crawfishing industry because half of my family still lives in South Louisiana and still Cajun to the bone. My grandma literally walks around like rubber boots and a shotgun. We actually have a picture of her walking around in rubber boots and a shotgun and a long nightgown,
which we hung up in the restaurant. She shells she's and makes soup and she's amazing.
Yeah, man, she the best cook I've ever met in my life. Maybe I'm partial because I grew up on her cooking, but man, she's the one who really inspired me to be a chef. Her and Justin Wilson. Probably I like John Besh too, but I didn't know about him until after I became a chef. So Justin Wilson, my grandma, man.
I'm hungry now.
I am too.
Do you have bean soup for dinner? We actually
I am having beans tonight.
He's making beans, so we can have bean soup and cornbread tonight. So thank you guys so much for listening to our restaurant stories. We just wanted to get that out there and show his face and let him talk a little bit. We're supposed to go to Disney, but instead he just got this shirt.
Yeah, that's not going to happen. But, there's another time for that.
We really want to try all the delicious food at Disney. Last time we got to try some. We wanted to try more because we love food. We're also hard to please at a restaurant because if you're not giving me good service, I'm upset. If you give me decent service, you're going to get a fat tip because I know I've been there. I waitressed till I was 35. But he'll critique the food.
Oh, I'll pick it apart because, well, I mean, it's not that hard. Come on, man. It's really not.
James said, my wife wishes she married a chef. Listen, when he was cooking, though, in a restaurant, he would make Totino's pizza because he didn't want to cook at home. But now that he's not in a restaurant, he'll cook maybe twice a week, 3 times a week, you know.
Anyway.
Have some bean soup. Heard it's really good. Thanks, Jules Small Gardening. Yeah, so it is good to be married to a chef, but it's kind of like being married to a carpenter. Your house is never finished. So, and they don't do dishes either very well. And I was reading that James said he was a dishwasher his first job, and Renee worked at Shoney's.
Oh, girl said my face has been blurred since something beginning. Hey, I'm about to take off.
His face has been blurred like he's a convict in the background. I think it's because we're pixelated. Sorry about that, guys. So,
Anyway, I'm gonna take off. Okay. Thanks, guys, for having me, and have a good day.
Okay, whatever, convict. All right, you guys, thank you so much for listening. I hope the stream was okay. And if you're thinking about buying a restaurant,
don't do it.
Email me, and I'll convince you not to. Just kidding. All right, you guys are awesome. Have a wonderful evening, and don't forget to try the bean soup. It's excellent.